Hello, everyone. My name is Lockley. Welcome back to my channel. Today, it is another episode of the market updates. And today, specifically, we are going to look at a very deep dive into something I have been introduced to all of you is a comfort index. Comfort index. Sorry if I didn't say it right, but basically, it is one of the index from a company called Comfort Associates, and basically it is an indication of how the market is moving. A comfort index of higher of around 100 is called normal condition. If it is more than 100, it is seller market, and if it is less than 100, it is a buyer market. Okay, and of course they already do all kind of calculations to come up to that number. It's just not something. It's not something that they think of it and then come up by random calculation, right? They do a lot of analyze and a lot of reason that put into the calculation, into the model to give us the comfort, to give us the index, okay? And actually we are going to look again, deep dive into those numbers because right now the market is shifting again. And let's take a look at what we have, all right? So let me share with you this number right here. Sorry if it is too small. Let me see if it is bigger. So this one is basically remove this. This one is basically the table that collected as of January 6th, the 6th of January. And then we see that in the second column here, we see all of the number is a comfort index as of this day of January 6th, right? And then the last two is the last two column is a comparison between um, uh, uh, January 6th versus last month. And then as you see here, every single CD is increased except for Buckeye, okay? Except for Buckeye is the only CD that has a decrease of the comfort index of about 7% compared to the previous month. Okay. However, though, if you remember my explanation in the first couple seconds of the video, if it is higher than 100, it's still a seller market. And in this case, Buckeye has 230 index. Okay. 230 points, meaning that it's still extremely seller market in the Buckeye area. Every other cities, it is getting worse for the buyer. Unfortunately, if you didn't buy the house during November, December last year, you may end up finding more difficult to find the house right now. Okay, so that means we do have to. Especially if you're looking at the Fountain Hills and Scottsdale area, it is extremely high seller market here. About 20% increase over a month, right? About 20% increase over a month. Avondale, if you're looking at more like the central of the valley, Avondale is going next. Chandler and Gilbert, okay? Cape Creek is also here as well. So Avondale, Cape Creek, Chandler, and Gilbert, those are the area that is very high in terms of after Fountain Hills and Scottsdale, right? That the top 10, as you see, all of the popular cities named, right? Peoria, Goodyear, Surprise, Glendale, Gilbert, Chandler, Cape Creek, and Avondale. Those are the very popular cities nowadays. Anytime that I have a buyers, they are looking for those areas. So obviously, that's the reason why the comfort index changed even higher for those CD in this month. Okay, so as you see, this is this is a high level of what we are observing of the comfort index. If we are looking at the comparison, let me pull up another chart right here. If we are looking at the comparison day by day, this is the daily market index, and then I collected as of January 3rd. Obviously, you see here, buyer, you lost. If you haven't secured a house yet, okay, you lost an opportunity. Okay, you lost an opportunity that I'm not saying that the buyer market, but it is the last seller market during August to November of last year. I mean, if you getting around November that well, around October, that is the best, right? When the comfort market index is lowest, meaning that you have a little bit more buying power during that time. But if it is already late, now the comfort market index showing that it's going back up, right? It's even higher than July already. Right, it's already getting higher than July already, and we are expecting it's going to go even higher because of lack of inventory, and right now, pretty much nothing on the market right now. Okay, so seller, if you are having a house for sale, you should be expecting to sell it very quickly. If it is not, maybe because of the asking price is too high at this time. But if you do have enough patience, you can wait and then getting that price at the later time. I would recommend maybe perhaps temporary. If it is too high, then the market value, maybe temporary putting it off market if you are willing to wait. Okay, this one doesn't indicate that as a seller you can put any price you want, because the buyer is still have to be reasonable to them, right? If the value of the home is about 450 and then you put 550, no buyer is gonna be able to justify that, and therefore they will not do so. Well, except for Scottsdale area, I know that somehow some of the houses I help out, they are willing to pay like $100,000, $200,000, even more than asking. Okay, so depend on the area, you do have to make sure that it is a reasonable listing price. Okay, for buyer, you do have to fight a little bit even more right now. Vacation is over, right? Holidays is over now. If you want to get a house before the interest rate is even higher and you're gonna get more difficult to buy, well, you have to act fast. Okay, you have to act fast. The next chart that I want to show you is also showing the black line is a comfort market index, and the blue is the annual appreciation. They recently add the green bar here, which indicate the rate of inflation. We already know right now we are at the highest rate of inflation. When we compare about 21 years, right? When 21 years, this is the top, right? About 6 or 7% already of inflation. We also another see comfort market index. We confirm that there's a dip here, right? There's a dip right here around October, November in terms of comfort market index. And even though it gives the buyer a little bit opportunity windows to buy right here, right? It is not lasting very long. It's not lasting very long. It's about 3 months, and then it's already showing indication of going up, right? And as the result, for those of you who are expecting the home price is going down, we're not going to see that happening for the rest of the year 2022, right? We admit that it is not going as high appreciated as 2020 and 2021. Obviously, you see here is the appreciation, the blue bar is much lower than 2022 and 2021. But it's gonna keep going up. Okay, so the home price for the 2022, unless anything like surprise happen, right? With the current condition right here, we are expecting that the home price is going to go up for the rest of the year. Okay. The last chart I want to show with you is again the demand and comfort and the supply index. Is here also indicates 100 points is normal, right? And right now, the demand, well, in contradictory with a lot of people thinking that the demand is high at this time. In fact, the demand is not that high. Okay, it is higher than normal, but it is only about 110, 120. So it's not extremely higher than normal, right? In the other hand, though, the supply index is way below the 100 points. So it's no longer it's really far away from the normal point, and it's really difficult for it to get back. Even though you try a couple of times, right? You try a couple of V-shaped time here, but it's keep going, trending forward, trending downward. Okay, so that's what I want to show with you. Those are the 4 charts about a comfort index, which show that 2 points to find out to point to you is that in general, the buyer, if you haven't secured a home yet in November, October last year, you lost your chance. You lost a little bit of chance to having a little bit buying power, unfortunately, and it's gonna going up. Okay, for the seller, the second point that I want to sort of say is that, well, in contradict with the buyer, you probably gonna have a little bit more buying power at this time right now, but selling power at that time right now, more buyer is willing to pay for your home. But as long as I always tell my clients, as long as it's justified, your price is justifiable. Okay, so consult with your real estate agent if you are thinking about selling the home. Don't put a unreasonable price on the market, okay, a price of your home, because otherwise you have to wait, okay, unless you have the reason to wait, then do that. But if not, then maybe you have to prove a little bit better justification of your price. Not because we are in a seller market, then you can put anything that you want. Okay, you still have to be in the reasonable offer and reasonable condition. Okay, all right. Thank you so much, everyone. If you have any question about my videos, any of the information, please give me a call. My cell phone number is 602-515-2442.